Welcome to Smash Writing. I'm Paul. This is Justin.
No, don't let him lie. He's lying to you.
Yes, I always lie. And today, we are reviewing a film that Justin picked out. And this is Ninja Assassin.
You wanted an action movie. I gave you an action movie.
You did. I told you we got to calm down with all the horror.
There's no such thing as calming down on the horror.
Until the analytics say we only special in horror films.
That is our bread and butter.
Partially it's bread and butter. I will agree with that horror is still one of my favorite genres to watch, because horror movies can be bad, but it can still be watchable.
Yeah.
Unless it's The Exorcist.
Yeah.
But today, Ninja Assassin. I remember hearing about this movie, but this is actually my first time watching it. I'm guessing since you own it, you probably watched it more than once.
I watched it like a dozen times the year it came out.
Yeah, how much you were praising it, outside during intermission breaks here. How much you were praising it. Seems like you liked it.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This was good. Good stuff.
Now let's get into the plot.
The plot of it is you have this rogue ninja kind of deal. Reizo.
Yep.
He had broken free of his clan kind of deal, because he didn't like what they were doing. And he's being hunted by them because they don't appreciate that.
That's a traitor.
Yes.
They mark him as a traitor, and you don't trade blood or something like that.
Meanwhile, you have these European agents kind of deal. They're zoning in on the Azuma clan, I believe that's what they're called.
Yeah.
And they bump into Rain, who fights off all these people who are attacking. And she pretty much is trying to find out who he is and his ties to the clan and get him to kind of help her out. And eventually, the ninjas, spectacular action sequence.
And we'll get into that just
Oh, the action sequence. But eventually, they do manage to kill. You see flashbacks to his time with the clan and the girl.
That is, not to interrupt you with the plot, that is something I really like, because they made this movie seem random, but then they did character development and flashbacks to tell a deeper story.
Yeah. But eventually they do, the ninjas do manage to kidnap him and bring him back for justice. And she tracks him down. She playing like a tracker on him, I believe.
Yeah, because the other agent gave her a tracker.
Yeah.
And told her, like, yeah, we're getting in trouble here, this will help me find him. So she flipped it.
Yeah. And they track them down, and they use all these bright flares to blot out the shadows so the ninjas can't slip through the shadows. And then you get the big fight between the head of the clan and Reizo uses this weird shadow technique to kill him. At the very end of the movie, he climbs the wall, and that's kind of like his way of freedom, to climb the wall.
Yeah, because he's been, when he left, he actually wanted revenge.
Yeah.
So, but he knew
he couldn't
do it right at the time he wanted to do it. So, the opening, you got a taste of what the film was going to be like in the opening scene.
Yes.
The opening scene, you start with the gang, and he's getting a tattoo. And, of course, he's bitching about it. No! And then when the tattoo is who, I guess
no! It's his bitching.
He was just straight bitching every time.
That's the sound you make when you open chips, isn't it?
He basically, he complains about the tattoo. So you're seeing that, like, they're not gangsters. They're just wannabes, trying to put on a show. So then the one goofball comes in. He's like, "We got an envelope," and he's like, "Well, open it." And it's black sand.
Yeah.
So the tattoos then explains that that's basically a death wish. Like, you've been marked to be killed. And he tells the story how he interfered with these ninjas, and he reveals that they thought they killed him.
His heart was on the wrong place.
Yeah, because he was born with a defect, which comes back because they thought they killed the agent who she reveals to beforehand that she had Mika, she has the same condition that her heart's not truly where it should be. It's in a different location. So instantly you get this ninja just come out, start slicing and dicing everybody. And the main guy, he's getting nervous, and guys just slices off his hands and kills him. The kills it foreshadowed what this film was going to show you in action.
Yeah.
Like that opening scene will just tell you everything you're about to see in this film. And then he kills the old guy too. Like, you were still marked for death, and boom. Then the one thing I really like, it seemed like it was on pace to be a bad story, meaning that there were some points that were not covered, no backstories. But then they actually do flashback scenes, and the flashback scenes tell the story, and that's great. I really enjoyed it because it kept you focused. Like, okay, boom, storytelling scene, boom, action. You get back involved with the action, and you see like these are foster kids. This ninja assassin clan, they take on these orphan kids and raise them as a family, and I use air quotes. But they beat the hell out of these kids to teach them what pain really is, and that the only what is it, like the one string that Rezo is doing is he's as a kid he's walking across the floor.
Yeah,
he can't hit like the weak part, and when he does, he gets whipped in the feet enough where there's slashes on his feet.
Yeah.
And that's where he comes with his interest.
I loved it at the end when he's back in the hallway. He's going to square off with the clan leader, and he still can't do it. And he just takes that chain whip and just tears apart the entire floor in rage.
It's crazy if you brought this up, and honestly, if people watch the film that knows that that was a pop sinker.
Yeah.
He is fantastic shape.
That dude's jacked in this movie. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, you had to be with some of these fight scenes.
And the fight scenes are amazing. Just brutal. I was telling you, what did I tell you? The one thing I told you about this movie? Ninja stars everywhere.
Yeah. And that was the thing, and they showed how, his one fight with them, his first fight with the clan when he decided to go, quote unquote, rogue, and they threw them, he couldn't dodge them. But then you've seen him in a scene when he's training in his apartment, he's throwing them. I don't think you actually see him throw anything at anybody. He's mostly with the chain blades. So you almost think, he's seeing how fast these things can be thrown. Because then he starts doing a better job in the second fight to dodging them.
Yeah.
Where, he doesn't get, he gets cut up because he's going up against more and more and more.
Oh yeah, they're jumping off the fucking bus. Jesus Christ. So they open the portal to Ninja Us, and they're just pouring out of the portal.
They literally took out all the stops for this.
Yeah.
The road ninja, the good ninja getting his ass kicked, the bad ninjas.
He makes Batman look like a bitch. No, Jesus.
He said Batman looked like a bitch. I did enjoy that, the ninjas were Asian actors.
Yeah.
And now, mind you, we're talking about it's no big deal now because of how Hollywood changed. But I understand this is 2009. Remember, they had a movie come out called The Last Samurai starring Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
So,
I like the fact that you had the European agents in this one too.
Yeah.
The outside world isn't dumb.
Yeah,
they know something's going on.
They're looking for this clan. Because it's believed that this clan is in a lot of conspiracies.
Yeah, the politicians are paying for.
Yeah, they want, which often not these assassins, they got to be paid by somebody.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
But I do like the fact that the outside world isn't stupid.
Right. They know this clan, they know its history, they know that because I think it was Mika that's telling also told the story they capture orphan children and bring them here. They call them sons and daughters and father, they give them that family vibe, which is emotional. Is a good point. Definitely as a kid, you got to understand Like, oh, why didn't these kids just run away when I get to a certain age? No, because it was put in their heads.
Yeah, that you don't run from family.
Like, you don't leave family because this is all the family, all the kid has is this family. So you start them as young, and that's, I mean, not to say, like, be cruel, but that's a smart way of training loyal soldiers. You get them in their young, like, pre-fucking teen ages where they look at an adult figure as a powerful figure. And then you give them that emotional bond, like, oh, I'm your father. You're not my father, but I appreciate the father figure. You get that loyalty and strong. What really does it is for him is that they killed his love interest.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, after so many whips and all that,
she tries to run. She gets over the wall and everything.
Yeah, and they catch her and they publicly, in the clan at least, kill her. And that drives him like to that point. Now,
I do like the symbolism of the wall, especially when he climbs it at the end.
At the end, yeah.
Because it was the one thing he regretted doing was not going with her.
Yeah.
And he finally went over the wall at the end.
You know, and he felt his spirit free. Now, you know, you get into some of these action scenes more in detail. Him fighting that guy in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming out. Like, the big dude fighting back and taking a stab in the throat like it's nothing. And he shrugs it off.
That was his first kill when he becomes a ninja or something like that?
Yeah, it was, yeah, because the gold watch.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is a gift to you to know how life is precious. But he goes in there, pulls out the sharp blade, and, like, he does it quietly and gets the guy in his throat.
And it doesn't take him down. He's like, no.
Yeah. He's like, he just pulls it.
Excuse me, sir? Is this yours?
He's like, it's going to take more than a little blade. And he's fighting him with the blade. And he's stabbing him left and right. And it wasn't until, like, the one final stab where he puts it through his arm. And even then, the guy pulls it out like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And he has to go in, like, beast mode. Like, it was sloppy. And, yeah, that was his first kill. And it was supposed to be sloppy. But what threw me off was how powerful the guy was to fight back. Like, he wasn't just some fat guy going into the toilet.
Yeah.
Or, like, he wasn't a boss.
He had Kingpin vibes.
Yeah. That's how I would.
Like, you don't think much of him until you get into the fight. And then it's like, oh, no. What have I done?
This is a whole different story. Like, did I just bite off more than I can chew? I think every fight scene was so well.
It's glorious. It's wonderfully shot.
Yeah.
Great pacing.
Great. Oh, how long? This movie was
an hour and 39 minutes.
It did not. It felt like it felt shorter than
because it's really like you're weaving in flashbacks in this main story and it flies by.
Yeah, because then you get to the action scenes and you're just intensely watching it and you're enjoying it. This was a really good film. In my head, before we started recording this, I was thinking, like, how would I grade it? Because a part of me felt like the action was so good, I wanted more of it. But how much more can you do in an hour and 39 minutes? I don't know. I didn't really see any scenes that I felt like was too much filler.
Yeah. Because
everything evolved the story. There wasn't, random cutscenes of, like, somebody cutting grass. How are you doing today, Bob? I don't know. Like, you started off the flashbacks were telling the story.
You know what this movie missed? It needed an archaeological dig. That's what this movie needed.
He's never going to let the Exorcist go. It's going to be in all of our across the board. His next blog he's going to write. He's going to say, "You know what's missing?"
If only.
If only this would happen. No,
this would be S tier movie.
What would you give it? Like,
A. I'll give it an A.
Yeah. What stopped me from S? Because
it can make an argument for S.
Okay.
But I'm going to A.
I am giving it an A. And what's stopping it from the S, I wanted more action.
Yeah.
I thought, like I said, every scene told a story. Every scene pushed the story along. And that's fine. That's perfect. But
I'm surprised we didn't get a sequel.
Oh, there's no sequel.
No. According to the one place that didn't do well at the box office and got mixed reviews.
Reviews are tricky because they're always going to be opinion.
Yeah, it has a 73% like on Google and 26% on Rotten Tomatoes.
We know how much you hate Rotten
Fuck that
Tomatoes.
site.
Jeez.
And guess what? We'll never be a part of.
Right.
I've doomed that, you know.
And if we were to sign up for that and they played back some of our stuff, they were like, gone.
You would have to do that. They'd be like, "Are you the one who says fuck our site, or are you the other one?"
Like either way, one is not the same about the other, so we don't have much of a choice here. I'm giving it an 8. I really do.
It's enjoyable. The action
It's
sequences
very
are great.
enjoyable. I love how they
story
told
was well told.
And that's the thing. The story wasn't too complex.
No,
It was like to the point, but it did enough to tell the point. The only thing that's honestly stopping me from giving it an S, really, is I wanted more action. You know, the action was so good, and it's the best part of the film. I just wanted more.
if I only had that archaeological dig.
If they would have had that dig and then they could have battled in the desert, it would have solved. It would have given me that extra fight.
It cracks open the statue's head, black sand comes out of it.
No, but this was an A+ movie. Enjoy it. Ninja Assassin. Until next time.
Bye bye.